but doing back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly appreciated. If that signal was acting up, I apologize. I'm just not going to do that intro no more. So I truly appreciate it. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell from the bottom. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. Even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just telling me about your empathic gift. And if you feel like the videos are uplifting, give you good vibes that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that may be going through some trying times, needs spiritual guidance, or just confirmation or validation towards life path, or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give it a thumbs up, like, and also share the social media favorites wherever you see fit. As always, thank you so much for the love and support. It's truly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the video I'm doing now is already frustrated because I'm sitting up here doing a whole video and it wasn't the content that I put it, so I had to go switch everything around. So I was just like, ugh. But this one is Twin Flame 101, Heyokas. AL always is in the L that you're facing. The L is also a loss that is a lot isn't a loss. It's the lesson that's preparing you for a level up. You know, they use these new terms now these days. It's like, oh, you straight capping. I'm like, what am I capping about? Is that meaning by saying everything in capital letters? It's like, no, mom, I got to go back and ask my kids. I'm like, hey, y'all, what's capping? And they were talking about, mom, it's lying. I'm like, y'all just say it's lying. Why y'all gotta have these new words? Catching the L is like a loss. I've used that before. It's like you gotta catch that L and keep it moving. It was something like I was watching a lot of inspirational reels on IG yesterday, and it was just so many different things. I was like, wow, it was like, who was it? It was like Beyonce, and I heard Cardi B that was talking about some different stuff. That is they were talking about like when everybody fails, no matter how big and successful you are. There's some point in your life where you are going to take a loss, and that loss is not always meaning that it's a failure, and I did a video about that too. It's just all about you getting redirected towards a different direction, and it's basically what it is. A lot of times we go through different things like that. Like, I was just talking on the last video. Well, I get frustrated when I have to take, a few days off to myself because I feel like I'm missing out on something, or I'm feeling like I'm stepping 10 paces back, and it's actually not. It's just like, if there's people there that truly support you, they're going to be there. They can understand. They have gone through different days, where they have gone through things. They had to just reconnect with themselves and just step back and just shut everything off from that society, from the world, basically, just to be able to stay focused on yourself. And it's just like, especially what I do, I have to be able to take frequent breaks, on different things that I do. It's not like I'm being overworked, but it pretty much was, because I'm starting to be more productive and bringing more out into my content to where I'm trying to grow. Because I was usually just sharing my podcast on, my IG page as well as my Facebook page. But shoot, I probably got like 3 Facebook friends. So it's just like I put it towards there, but universe was guiding me to sit up here and say, hey, share it on your page. You can go ahead and do that too, because I don't know how you can, there's some people that got the YouTube pages and they're able to fix their content and all that stuff. But hey, I ain't knowing about all that, and I'm just going as I go. But just being able to do that, it gives me a brighter insight of, it is allowing you to open up more. It's just like when you're purging out so much within yourself and you're healing so much and you're projecting so much insight for other people and you're interacting, because I was very introverted, it was just like me being partnered up with a certain person that was supposed to connect with me to bring me out to a further. It's like, hey, why don't you start doing your chats again and stuff like that? Because before, when I was doing it, it was a lot of racist negativity narratives that I had to deal with. And I'm like, I'm not trying to deal with all that. But it's just like, don't allow somebody else intimidate you by you intimidating them to try to sit up here and stop your flow. You're not going to do that. No, that's a big nay-nay. As my girl Bailey said, serious say that's a big nay-nay. You are not allowing yourself to allow somebody to shut your stuff down or what you choose to do. That is what the enemy is prepared for. When they know that you about to make a dent in history with a lot of other spiritual enforcements, they will do any and everything they can to shut you down. Put that kind of false sense of perception, how they see themselves. They will place it on you if you allow them to do that. I'm like, nah, they ain't happening, Captain. And I'm gonna allow myself to go ahead and go towards that pause. And when I say I feel so juvenated, because yesterday I was frustrated because the internet wasn't working right with me. And I was just like, you know what? This is maybe that time where you really need to stay, start back off on Tuesday like you initially said you were. Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna just take a day or two. But it was just like I was just overwhelmed because it was like I wasn't feeling well and I was really trying to be productive. And that lets me know I'm actually passionate about what I do, because if it's something I don't care about, I'm like, hey, it is what it is. I'll get back to it when I choose to. But these are the things that I really take to heart. And so when I know that I can make an impact in different things, even when things are not moving the pace that I want it to, or my numbers aren't changing or whatever, like it is, but it's allowing me to know, trust the process, allow yourself to get excited of what you're allowing yourself to become, what you are embodying in that situation where you have disconnected from things that was based on programming, codependency, toxic vibrations, toxic trauma that you are holding, that you're allowing yourself to be that phoenix, in that light. That's what I'm doing. And those are the things I can really truly say, you know what, I'm grateful for those times I had to just go ahead and take that L. And that was that life lesson. Like, you if you overexert yourself, what are you doing? You're only messing yourself up to where you might end up taking a couple of spaces back just because you had to take a couple of days to chill for a minute. Go ahead and heal yourself. Meditate as much as you can. Being able to project all the appreciation towards the life you can, even through the worst and the bad. It allowed me to not get aggravated, because I was getting aggravated at a lot of different things because I was doing so much. And I didn't realize I was really running on fumes. I was almost tapped out. Like, girl, you need to stop. Really put that chill on yourself. And when I did that, it allowed me to see so much different insight that was coming from so many of y'all. And it was truly appreciating. And, and it was just like going through things, and I get frustrated. I get frustrated just like anybody else. But just being able to say, you know what, I appreciate that experience. That experience is allowing me to grow. Experiences is telling me what little moves that I need to make and what boss moves I need to allow myself to, really get into, and allow myself to be productive in that. And when it's just like when my body as well as the universe is telling me to press pause and I need to do that, I'm just going to be able to do that. And I have to be able to honor it and honor it to the heaviness, honor it all the way up. And those are the things they want you to be able to do. When you're allowing yourself to really, put that initiative, on doing it, because it was just like I wanted to go ahead and do a few podcasts today and then go ahead and meditate for a minute and then start back on my videos and stuff like that, because I'm not used to doing it like that. Because before it was like I would do so many videos and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my podcast last. And it's just like after I finish chat, I don't want to do nothing except lay down. So it's not allowing myself to really do what I need to do. So it's just like, you know what, why don't you change it up and do it a different way, so you can be able to say, this time when I can say, I love to be tired when I've been productive. I hate that tired I get when I'm allowing myself to focus on things that's no longer needed in my life, focusing on things of other actions, on how somebody done me. All those different things are very irrelevant, but just being able to appreciate those life lessons on what those experiences taught me, so I can be able to grow from it. And that's all what we're doing right now, is a spiritual growth through your experiences. If you have failed at something, is giving you that opportunity to get back up and just have a different vibration of when you get back up this time. Being able to appreciate what that situation taught you, even if it upset you that things didn't go exactly as planned. And those are the things, it's like, these are the life lessons. Sometimes we get frustrated saying, I wish I didn't bring that person in my life, or I wish I would have seen what, evil deeds or somebody's, untrue content with intentions were about me. But these are the experiences you had to be able to go through, because these are the life lessons you learn to heal from. You're allowing yourself to go for what you deserve, not by settling by anything and not having standards above yourself, being solid and being very firm on your goddamn healthy boundaries. When you say no, mean no. Don't sit up here and say yes, knowing you feeling like, oh, well, I'm obligated. You ain't obligated to do nothing if you don't want to. If you tell somebody something and then you go by your word, you need to actually go by that word. I've been where I've done things where I said I'm not going to allow certain situations to get out of hand, to the point I start going back to my, my addictions and stuff like that. And I went back on that, and I really felt bad for myself, because that was me dishonoring myself, dishonoring my family, when my family was like, Roslynn, please don't do that. It's very unhealthy for you. You've been doing good. And then I end up backpacking on that. That's like backpack, like I'm damn Dora the Explorer. But basically, I backpedal on that backpack of, of going through myself, what do they call that, defense mechanism, on going back towards something, on being able, where things are being projected. Yes, it could be heavy. Yes, it can put you in a lot of whirlwind of emotions, but these are the situations that you had to be able to face. You don't need a drink. You don't need a pill. You don't need a cigarette. You don't need a joint. You don't need none of that stuff. You have to be able to face it head on without any kind of external, you're running back towards something because you're trying to self-medicate. And, before I did that, I really felt like, yes, I was going and facing it. It wasn't easy. I wasn't like ignoring it, but I was allowing myself to do it. But in my mind, I felt like I wasn't self-medicating. It's just like you are, because you're not allowing yourself to really feel that. When you can allow yourself to be open to it and just really allow yourself to just open and let that mess hit you. Yeah, it may knock you down. It may put you in a vibration where you want to scream. Go ahead and allow that to come out, because that means you're being honest about what certain situations don't really hit you. Because a lot of times, a lot of the things we choose to want to avoid and ignore, because that mess goes deep, is just for that one moment or that one vibration, it might just open up a whole can of different toxic vibrations you never wanted to do. But it's just like, when you're stepping in a new vibration, all those things have to be met, so you can allow yourself to make peace with yourself, forgive yourself for holding on to these different things, forgive anybody who has had any kind of situations that put you in a situation, or how you allowed yourself to get put in a situation because you didn't know no better, or you just didn't have that strength enough to go in a different vibration or a different direction. These are the things that you have to be able to say, nurture yourself, allow yourself to be honest with these things. These are the things that's really giving you these life lessons. When you're tired of going through the things you're getting tired of, these are the things where you get solid with your own self and get serious and say, you know what? I don't want to think about that stuff no more. It's like, okay, it's not by saying I don't want to think about it no more and just ignoring it when that vibration come up. But when I allow myself to not be triggered, or being able to reenact that emotion that situation put me in, being able to say, okay, that allowed me to see how my situation really was, and what I needed to pay attention to, what vibrations I need to allow myself to honor, that was showing me what I needed to see that I chose to ignore. All these different things. And if it's their attachment from whatever person that was that did it, allow myself to cut that cord. Because a lot of times we don't realize what we utilize within ourselves and what we tend to connect with when all these vibrations is just coming out the blue. Because a lot of times when there are certain things you ain't even thinking about, people that it's just like, it took me to that point where I really wish the worst on people, especially when I know I've been a good person to somebody and they did me in a worse kind of way. And I've had a lot of people that did that. But it was my experiences. You were sent in that person's life for a blessing and they messed it up. That's their loss more than it is mine. So I have to be able to allow myself to say I was a good enough person for it. They didn't recognize that because they're not used to a person like me. Just forgive them because they didn't know better, or they used all of what they had, and allow yourself to move, because this is not, it's opening up for you to have people in your life that's on that same vibration. When you are in that toxic vibration, you just get attracted to a lot of hot mess. And those are the things you can see from the outside, what is truly affecting you on the inside of what somebody connects with, on what you are dealing with that you may not actually realize that you're connecting with. So it was really showing me a broader perspective on that, allowing me to cut cords, go through my mantras, go through my meditations, go through my prayers, start giving all of it to the gods and stuff like that, and being able to say, I'm tired of holding these burdens. I know you're the burden bearer, so I'm allowing myself to sit this at your life, sit this at God's feet and let it do what it do. I'm trying to make my life peaceful, and for that to happen, I have to disassociate myself from a lot of different people, a lot of things. Even if somebody want to stay in that same vibration, hey, that's all on you. I send you blessings to whatever God feel like you deserve, but I'm going to keep moving me. And that's what God wants you to be able to do. That is what universe is preparing you for. Allow yourself to appreciate those L's that you got, because they really are not losses to you. That is like a virtual gain, a spiritual gain, a physical, mental, all these different gains that you're getting, because it's allowing you to know what directions do you need to take first, the next time this around. Now it's just like it's broadening your experiences on where you're trying to be a better person. For you to be a better person, you have to see what makes you tick. You have to see what really gets you out of your balance of peace, your emotions of peace. If it's when people know it's easy to trigger you, oh, they will just keep on going. I have to deal with that a lot. And then it was like at that point, I appreciate what you did, because it allows me to know God sent you in my life to trigger me till there's no more triggers anymore. And you're helping me break that habit. And when I'm allowing myself to get complacent in what God is trying to move me towards, he will make stuff get heavy for you. He will have people coming down on you and you're like heartbroken. You're just like, I got to that point, like, why, when I'm trying to be cordial with people and try to keep it civil, why can't it be that way? You have to understand, not everybody on that mindset. When people are going through stuff and they don't want to recognize it, and instead of them, allowing themselves to face it, they add on more stuff to their life. And then when they do that, they start spilling that out like a daggone contagious virus. And that mess is very contagious and is very potent. You got to have a shield on that, and those are the things you have to understand. There's a lot of people that don't have that strength like that. And that's why a lot of times you have them in your life, because you are a strong one, because those traumas had to recognize you, make you recognize your strength of who you allowed yourself to not, well, let me not say you neglected. Because if you already know who you are and you're neglecting your own ownership, or your not ownership, but ownership of what you need to acknowledge, yes, you're messing your own self up, because those are the situations you should be wanting to be worthy of. Because a lot of times when you have gone through some very codependent situations, which I've wanted so much in my life, but in my mind and my energy wasn't matching up. I wanted this. I felt like I deserved this. This is mine. I'm tired of people, doing this, and this, and that. But in my heart, I felt like I'm only worthy of what I'm seeing now. I'm not worthy of what, God's trying to give to me. I'm worthy of what I've been given, because I've gotten accustomed to that. And those are the things God was like, no, I don't want you getting accustomed to that. I wanted you to go through these experiences to be able to show people you can go through the worst of the worst, but it's actually your choice on what you choose to do. You can go ahead and allow yourself to be victim blaming all you want to, and you end up turning to the person that hurt you in the first place. And you spilling that out on everybody else and feeling like I've been abused. So I have all this and that, for where I have a reason for me to sit up here and blow my toxicity on you, even though it had nothing to do with you, but you represent that type of person. Every time I see you, or I see a certain person that could be having a purple shirt on. Anybody have a purple shirt on, it reminds me of whoever that person is that triggered me. So everybody that has done that, I'm gonna allow myself to put all that toxicity on them. And that's what people are doing. But when you can allow yourself to look at the worst and the worst, like, look, I'm gonna tell you my story. I'm gonna show you my daggone scars, but I'm also show you what I had to do to heal those scars. Allowing myself to be authentic, more than authentic can be. Because a lot of times real recognize real when fake walk straight through the room and keep on going. And then they get intimidated because that disturbs something they don't want to acknowledge. That's okay. I'll let you do you, boo. But I'm gonna allow myself to keep doing that. I have to get into my present. I have to get into my now. I deserve that. You deserve that. And for you to be able to do that, yes, there are certain times you're going to fall, but that means that God is preparing you for a powerful get back up. You just knock yourself off. That's just me feeling like when I first rode a bike. When I first got my daggone 10-speed bike, I was so happy. But then it was just like with me and my little 5'2" butt, it was like, and then I had the spikes on the pedals. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Them spikes was hitting me and my god daggone shin like crazy, or my stuff was hitting that bar, and I thought all hell was about to break loose. But it was like I had to be, if I couldn't fear that bike. I couldn't fear that scar. It was all about, if you want to be able to move, you have to get back on that bike. But now you learn the lessons on what certain things you need to watch out for that bar. You can't be hanging up on there like boys do. And I was a tomboy. And, you know, you got to be careful with those daggone, you know, them pedals, because them things can scratch your shins up. You know, and those are the things they want you to be able to pay attention to. You know what hurts you. You know what decisions you made where you need to allow yourself to recognize that train before, you know, that accident before it happens. You have to eliminate yourself all the way out of that. You know, don't get complacent because you tired of being in a certain vibration, or you want to jump into something else because this situation got uncomfortable. You can't jump into something new when you still holding that same frequency and vibration and mindset and hindsight, whatever, from that situation, and thinking this goodness is about to operate for you. It's not. Because God is like, okay, I'm going to give it to you, but it's going to be very temporary. So I need your little butt to go back over there and go heal what you need to heal. So when I place you there, you're going to be permanently there. And then all that situation, that hurt, pain, anger, whatever has hit you, and it really hurt you, but it made you become very powerful. It didn't make you hard, because a lot of situations we have gone through is prevented us from actually having happiness. And that's a sad thing, because I feel like everybody needs to be able to have love in their life. Everybody should be at peace. Everybody should be able to have abundant, filled happiness of a future. But all people are not going to be able to do that, because if they're not allowing themselves to recognize what they need to let go of, being able to face the hurt and pain that other people cause, forgive them. Even if they don't even say sorry to you, close that door permanently. Don't have yourself in a situation that you done created a whole new monster within yourself because you want everybody to pay for something that's going on in your life, or you want to blame everybody for the losses that you had going on. Those losses are your winnings. Okay, those are the losses that are your permanent winnings. You have to be able to catch those L's. And all those L's are not actually L's. Those are just the lessons that's preparing you to have a powerful level up. And that's what you're getting proud. This is what you're getting prepared for. And it's not preparing you for what you ask God to manifest into your life, because he's seen the tears you cried. He's seen how people have tried to block you and everything like you have tried to do. He's seen when you gave it your all to keep moving forward, and things kept happening and shutting you down, or the times that he kept sending you in different directions and just being able to didn't even let no door open, but just trying to see how consistent you really are. Because when you tell God, I want this in my life, and if you have things in my life that you really feel like I have more to deserve, I'm willing to take all these experiences and do what I need to do so I can make your heart soar by choosing the choices that break my heart, that breaks your heart. And when you're asking for that, God's like, okay, so you're willing to do any and everything I'm asking you to do. Because it's like when when the stakes are high, you gonna catch something. You really gonna catch L's left and right. Because what I got for you right here is gonna create a whole hailstorm for you. And you be thinking that God trying to punish us. There's time I went off on God, and I had to dearly pay for that because I was mad. I really was, because I felt like all this positivity that I was pushing out in my life, why are you having all these daggone devil bunnies jumping all up on me like a monkey on my back? Why do I got all this stuff going on when I'm not pushing this out? But you have to understand, I need to show you about the people you need to let go out of your life. I need people to dog you when you allow yourself to know I'm not taking that no more. Allowing myself to be in a better zone where if I can't be around company where I got to sit up here and dilute myself, be very selective of what I talk about, got to be secretive, or somebody using my weaknesses against me, I have to allow myself to shut the hell up and allow myself to keep focusing on me. But not everybody needs to know everything that's going on. I'm allowing you to go through these L's so you can heal from these life lessons. So when I get you here, all that stuff in the past has done taught you something to where you can keep this as solid here. Nobody can't destroy this. You know, when you get that point, that's why you have to be able to go through all the situations that you're going through, because this is preparing you for a lifetime of greatness. So if you're going through a situation where it feels like you are constantly failing, or things are just not going right, or it's not going at fast pace like you thought it was, or you're not getting recognized, or people are not giving you that validation you feel like you need to deserve, allow yourself to be consistent. Allow yourself to keep going. Don't get complacent when things are just not going that way. It's only preparing you for something greater. You know, don't allow yourself to be worried about what people are going to give you praises. You need to praise your own self. Like I seen a video the other day. It's like, I have to like myself. I got to like me first. If you like me, that's an extra for me and it's an extra for you. But I have to first love myself. And that's what you're doing through the experiences that you're going through. Allow yourself to keep going. No matter what it's looking like right now, it's always going to come out better than you ever expected it. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. I'm just keeping it moving. I'm about to have a live Heyoka chat and vibe. I don't know the topics off that, but I put it all in the description box below. It's going to take down the next 2.5 hours. So hopefully I'll be able to see you that. Well, you'll be able to see me, but I'll be able to virtually and spiritually connect with you. And I'll leave all my contact information in the description box below. Make sure you get acquainted with my community page. I always put, different things on there. Maybe you may be going through something, a spiritual, intense transition going through. So I always try to make sure I put stuff like that on there. Just giving you a positive vibe on different, positive posts, as well as funny memes that I always put up. Because, I want always to have people laughing, because there's so many different things we can cry from. So why don't I give you something that get you more lightened up and have a good laugh? So I'll see you on my next video. Like and subscribe. Drop a line. Like I said, I'll leave all my contact information in the description box below. It's all about networking. If you want to be able to ask me different things about your spiritual growth or your purpose, I try my best to tell you from my experience or from the lessons and blessings they give me, or I find the information to get you further down to have a deeper insight about your life purpose. I'll see you on my next video. Whatever you're trying to manifest into your life, I hope it comes bigger and better than you ever experienced and you ever expected, and it comes sooner than you ever predicted. Even through life lessons and life lessons, I meant to say, through social distancing of other people, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibes, frequencies. You never know. All those things are really